Hi everybody, in this video we will configure secure shell, which is also called as SSH. So SSH is a secure method for remote access to your router or switch, unlike your telnet, and it requires RSA public-private key pair. And SSH version 2 is more secure than the version 1. In this video we will use SSH version 2 and we will configure username and password, and we will try to access this router remotely from the PC0. Let's get started with the configuration. So the network I have here is 10.1.1.0 with /24, out of which 1.1 is assigned to the router 0, which will be renamed as a router 1. And we got 10.1.1.2/24 for the PC. Let's go ahead and configure the IP address on this interface on the router. Configure terminal. Interface I have is gigabit port 0/0, IP address 10.1.1.1/24 for the subnet mask. No shut. The interface is on. Let's rename this router. Configure terminal host name. We will call it as a router A. Okay. We will go to this PC and configure the IP address. The IP address is 10.1.1.2 with /24 for the subnet mask. Default gateway is 10.1.1.1. So now that the IP address has been configured, let's try to ping from the PC to the router. So ping 10.1.1.1, and you can see that the packets are reachable. Okay, now we will go ahead and create RSA key. But to create the RSA key, we need domain name. And for the domain name, let's give the domain name here, IP domain name. We will say the domain name is CCNA. Okay, and we'll create crypto key, generate RSA. How many bits in the module? You can see 1024. And IP SSH version 2. You can see that SSH has been enabled. Okay. And we also need to give enable password. You can also give enable secret. For now, I'll just give enable password with the password is hello. Okay. So the enable password is the hello password. I'll just make a note here. Okay. And the domain name is just CCNA. Okay, let's go ahead and configure the line VTY. Here I have not given username and password for now. Let's just check the differences. So line VTY 0 till 4, we will choose, and we'll say password is Cisco. This is my line VTY password, the telnet password. Telnet VTY password is Cisco. And you can just say, by default, it will be login. I am not going to give login local at the moment because I have not configured the username and password. Okay. And to be specific, you can use transport input SSH because by default, both SSH and telnet will be enabled. But if you want to be specific, you can specify transport input SSH. Okay, so right now we have not configured username and password. We just have the domain, which is CCNA, and for the telnet password, we have Cisco. Let's go to this PC and say SSH-L CCNA. This is my domain name itself. Okay, the domain name itself. And so the destination IP address is my router IP address, which is 10.1.1.1. And it's asking for the password. So password is nothing but your telnet VTY password, which is Cisco. Okay, I got my caps lock on. So Cisco in lowercase. That worked. Enable password, my enable password is HELLO, and there it is. So you can see the access to router A is been enabled via secure shell. And we know the port number for SSH is port number 22. Okay. And now if you want to enable the username and password, just go to the router, configure terminal, give a username. And here the username, I'll just say network is the username. Privilege, I'll choose the maximum privilege. Password, I'll just use the same thing called network in lowercase. Okay. And already we have got those IP domains enabled. We have the crypto key generate RSC modulus 1024 is also enabled with the IP SSH version 2 enabled already. So the only thing that you need to add is the login local. Okay, that will get us access to login with the help of username and this password. Okay, so we'll just go to line VTY 0 to 4, the one that we had earlier, and we will just say login local. Everything else is already there, and I'll just say exit. So if you will go to the PC, I'll just exit out of this. So from the PC SSH-L. So login as your new username network, and your destination IP address on your router A, which is 10.1.1.1. And this is going to be your password. This is your password. Okay. I'll just copy this and paste it over here. So the password is lowercase network, NETWORK, and there it is. You can see that you're connected to the router A. Okay, so this way we will be able to configure SSH using username and password. I hope that this video has been informative to you all. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.